60 miles east of San Diego, this is Campo Meadows along Highway 94, which if you're driving, you'll see this landmark big metal building. You can't miss it. It's the old Campo Mill, and to know what this building, 9 stories tall, used to be, we've got to go back to the mid-1920s. Brian Elmore is going to help us.
Okay, so this is the inside of the building here where the elevators would have went. This is goes way up here.
The Campo Mill was built to do mostly just one thing, grind up feldspar that came from mines just a few miles away in Hauser Canyon. Feldspar, a crystalline mineral used in making ceramics and porcelain. Here's what it looked like.
One might have a little tones of red, some has brown in it. And some of it has quartz in it.
You can still see the wheels they used to grind that rock into very small bits and then inside the building lift it all up and let it fall through different sized screens until what hit the basement was super fine, almost like powdered sugar, see? And this ground up feldspar would then be put in 100-pound sacks, shipped up to the San Francisco Bay Area and made into sinks and bathtubs, spark plugs, all kinds of things.
And then it would give you that beautiful porcelain finish.
The late Carl Calvert wrote a history of the Campo Mill, even listing the names of workers and working conditions, which were brutal. Hot in the summer, deafening noise, and every day inhaling that microfine powder.
In fact, the guys would work in here for 20 minutes and then they have to leave the building and at least be outside for another 20 minutes to clear their lungs.
Even outside the building, the ground was coated with a fine layer of white.
Yes, as far as where the highway is here now, 200 or 300 feet, in whichever direction that the wind was blowing, it would be all dust.
By the late 1950s, other worldwide sources of feldspar were found. By 1959, the Campo Mill stopped work. The place was sold, and later it was sold again and then again. And if you look today, outside the mill, there is a plaque, an historical marker where you can read about the mill. And if you look just beyond it, on its 2.5 acres of property, there is the other part of this story. For here are dozens of old trucks lined up in rows amid the desert dirt, rocks, and sagebrush. They are like steel ghosts standing in silence against the wind-blown sky. About 300 trucks brought here to stay, maybe forever. Even though many are rusted and decayed well beyond their useful life, there's just something about seeing them here.
Ken, this is what's amazing, because people will come and they'll just come and they're just standing there staring at this vehicle, and it brings back all these memories for them.
Many things will be delivered by truck today. Painting supplies, lumber and construction materials, bread and coffee cake for breakfast tables. Yes, and the United States mail, too.
Every one of these trucks played its role and might have been headed for the scrapyard, but instead was donated to this place called the Motor Transport Museum. Carl Calvert, the man who wrote that history of the Campo Mill, when the museum was just getting started, he was its driving force.
The interest isn't just the vehicles, it's the building and the arts and the association with elements of time gone by.
A few trucks have been restored and are on display, but most are out in the Sahara-dry baking sun, curiosities of past days and past glories.
In our current society, we think that this stuff is junk. This is not junk, this is history, this is a part of us.
No matter what it looks like, museum volunteers and staff honor every one of these old vehicles, like this. It's a Pickwick night coach, a bus with sleeping compartments. Introduced in the late 1920s, Pickwick was incorporated into Greyhound. The bus, with its beds and onboard buffet, disappeared into history, except for this one, which ended up here. Tow trucks from Lemon Grove. A Navy bus from North Island.
This was the ultimate in 1945.
This vehicle used in the construction of Hoover Dam. And hundreds of trucks that might have built your house or brought you anything from butter to bananas. So what, will they be restored someday? Some will, probably. Clearly, many won't be. And honestly, right now, Brian says they're just on a mission to not let motor transport history get away.
For the present time, right now, we just need to collect these and keep them here where they're preserved.
At the Motor Transport Museum, next to the old Campo Feldspar mill along Highway 94, inside and out preserving history about San Diego.
Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to click on the subscribe button so you can see more videos like this one.